Hello, David McConaughey here, and going to take you through a workout today. So, first of all, self-myofascial release. Equipment needed, a ball and a roller. I'm going to start off with the feet, and I'm just going to roll up and down the middle to the top to the bottom of my foot, applying enough pressure to be able to just work into the muscle. I'll curl my toes down, I'll curl my toes up, and I'll work in a straight line, up and down. I'll also roll around, I'll turn my foot down to the side because I know I have pockets of lactic acid on that side, and I'll push into any wee hot spots, and I'll just work in. And I'll do that for about 30 seconds, roughly. And then I'll swap, and I'll go onto the other foot. Again, working straight up and down, right onto the heel, curling the toes back, curling the toes down, working into the middle of the foot, feeling that nice release of tension, just allowing the foot to have a massage. There's different ways you can do this. You can use a bigger ball, you can use smaller balls, you can even be a sadist and you could use a golf ball if you wanted to. I suppose it depends. A lot of people have plantar fasciitis, which is caused due to different situations. Can sometimes be footwear, overuse, as in too much training, not enough of this massage. Footwear, as I've already said, a lack of stretching with the feet, tightness in the muscle. This is one of the ways of being able to alleviate that. What I tend to find as swap again is if you just do it every day, if you do it every single day, then you won't get these challenges. These challenges won't, the things like plantar fasciitis won't happen. So I've swapped over again onto my original foot. I'm just really getting into it, using a bit more tension now, putting a bit more pressure through the foot into the ball. Again, big sweeping, fluent movements. Okay, what I'll do now is I'll just stretch my toes. I'm just stretching my toes, just pushing my toes into the floor. Here's the side on view. Not too much pressure. I'll push into the ball of the foot. I'll bend my toes in, and then I'll push down on my toes and just allow that nice stretch to run along the phalanges, which is the toes, right across the metatarsals, which you would know is your instep. Good, and then I'll change sides again. Yep, I'm just bending in on the ball of the feet, just bending in, and then stretching. Bend back, stretch forward, just feeling that nice stretch. So, massage the feet and stretch the toes. Then I'm going to start to massage my bum or my glutes. So balancing on one hand, I'm just going to roll here, and I start to feel the snap, crackle and pop, like the Rice Krispie effect. It's pockets of lactic acid inside the glutes, and I start working across what they call the full belly of the muscle. And I'm right down onto my hip, and then I'm right up and across towards my coccyx bone. And what I'll do here is I'll just rotate round, and I'll start to work into the opposite glute or bum cheek and working across. I'm trying to see if I can find any wee hot spots, any wee balls of tension. And if I do, I'll just sit into it. And it's said that about a 20-second static push down into the hot spot or release the tension. Now I'm just going to again go back to the original glute, and I want to intensify this. So as long as your mobility allows you to, let's lift the foot and balance it on the opposite knee, and then just Get in a wee bit deeper. Get in a wee bit deeper. Obviously with time, right, I'm taking you through this and I'm teaching at the same time. When you know what you're doing and you understand the process, you just get fired in and get it done not as quickly as possible, get it done as properly as possible, correctly, taking your time and working in to release the tension. Remember, this is about repair and rejuvenation of the body. Good. Okay, moving on. Onto the roller. Different ways to do this. Just make sure you cover the whole body. That's the key. I always start on my back, and so I don't choke myself, I'm going to put my hood up. And I'll just start to work in. And a nice wee crack. A nice wee decompression of the spine. And just start to just stretch along the vertebrae until I come right up onto the shoulders. And then I'm going to do a sweeping movement. I'm not going to come onto my lower back. I'm not coming down here. I'm doing it just now, just to reiterate, stay away from there. You want to come just below the ribs. And nice fluent sweeping movements. I allow my arms to come behind so that I can get right up onto the top of the shoulders. And again, 30 odd seconds, 40 seconds. If you want to be really good at it, take a minute or so, but for a lot of you, time's going to be of the essence. From here, it's going to turn in and get underneath the shoulder, and get right underneath the shoulder. So I'm just using my hips. I'm just turning my hips up, dropped my left hip down, and I've turned my right hip up. And then I'll come down onto the side. Just watch this one. If you're not used to doing it, it can be pretty sore. Do not come down onto your ribs. You will hurt yourself. Just sliding along the floor and working underneath the armpit. Good. Now, for the purpose of the camera, I'll turn this way. Again, a few sweeps. Down onto the side. Get a big knot right underneath my armpit just now. In here. It's causing me a wee bit of jip. So I can feel that. Good. Ankles. Using my bum, slide along the floor, sliding along. I'll turn the toe out. So if my toe's at 12, I'll turn it to 9 o'clock, and I'll work right up to just below the kneecap, and then I'll turn it to 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, what am I talking about? I'll turn it to 3 o'clock. I'll have my foot vertical. It's probably a better way. And then I'll have my foot horizontal. And I'll cover off the full bottom half at the back of the leg, which is the calf muscle, which are called the gastrocnemius and soleus. And then I'll move on to the back of the thigh, known as the hamstring, and I'll sweep up and down, staying away from the kneecap, just below, and I'll post up onto my hand. What do I mean by post? I'll balance on my hand. I'm rocking again. Everything happens here by the hips. It's about the hips. Also make sure you get right up to the thut, which is the bit between the thigh and the butt, and get right up onto your glute. Good. Now what's going to happen here is I'm going to come over onto the side. And how I do that, my transition, I post onto my elbow and I put my foot over, and I'll work right up and down the side of the thigh, known as the IT band. Now this for most people is quite sore. Once you get used to it, you can double up, which will intensify. Now I know where my hot spots are, as in where my tight bits are, so I know if I direct my hips and I manipulate the movement, I can get right into the areas of my body that need the most work, and I'll slow this process down and I'll really drive in and get right into the wee bits that I know my muscles are tight in. Good. Now, I bring the knee down, I change the position of my elbows, and I use the hip again to transition from the front of the thigh. By bending the knee, I activate the back of my thigh muscle, my hamstring, and I deactivate the front of the thigh, which is called the quadricep. And I work from the kneecap right on to the side of the knee, the teardrop muscle, known as the vastus medialis, right up the middle of the thigh, back again onto the IT band, right up full belly of the muscle, work right up to the hip, work right down to where the kneecap is, back on the front, change the hip position, work the inside of the thigh, right up to the groin. Nice, lovely, big, sweeping, fluent movements, balance, back of the thigh, correction of position for camera, right up and down, working right in, feeling, getting all those toxins out the myofibers, muscle fibers into the lymphatic system, raising the core temperature, improving flexibility and mobility, getting your brain into the right place as well, settling down, taking nice big deep breaths, feeling for the muscle, working out where the tension is, breathing into the movement patterns. So one leg done for the purpose of the video. I'll rotate round. Again, I'm going to start on the back of the leg, the bottom half of the leg, right down onto the Achilles tendon, nice and gentle. Again, balancing on the hands, sliding my buttocks along the floor, turning my foot from side to side and getting all the muscle covered off up onto the back of the thigh. As we already know, is called the hamstring, working right from the third, which is here, right down to the kneecap. Posting on the hand, the opposite foot's bent, and I'm just using my hips. There's nothing here, there's no pressure here. This isn't hard, I'm not having to support myself, I'm just balancing. Now, turn, side, elbow, balance. If you're a beginner, start this way. If you're a novice, your foot will trail the floor. You see that, Colin? The foot will trail the floor. Then you'll start to elevate the foot. And then, when you're hardcore and a bit more conditioned to it, and your body's more used to it, you can start to really fluently move through the side of the thigh. Here we go. Onto the front, to the side, up and down the side of the thigh, right to the kneecap, up to the groin. Fluent movements, using the elbows, balancing on the elbows. The knees are nice and wide, and we're using the hips to manipulate the movement. Back on the side, back on the front, back on the inside. Yes, this is taking me quite a long time. You can do it a lot quicker than me. However, this is an essential, important part of looking after your muscles. So I will not rush it, me personally. However, you can go as fast as or as slow as you want. Back of the thigh. Back of the leg. Okay. Arms. Forearm. Back of the forearm. Front of the forearm. Back of the forearm. Front of the forearm. Elbow. Using the knees again. Balancing on the opposite hand. Good. Turn. Inside. Again, look, I'm balancing here. My opposite hand is taking the weight and I'm rolling all the way through, right up, right along the inside of my upper arm known as the bicep, right across, right onto the shoulder, and then I'll swap hands. Again, same movement, forearm, all the way from the wrist to the elbow. Back of the arm, full range, elbow to armpit, elbow to armpit, side on, right along, again full range, all the way along the muscle. Good. Now, if you have it, then you could use a medicine ball. If you don't have it, don't worry, because what you've done up until now is enough. I like to use this medicine ball so I can get right into my shoulder here, and I'll take the arm off the floor and I'll come along the chest and I'll work right into my chest muscle and into the shoulder, and I'll push down, and then what I'll do is I'll sweep round with my hand here and I'll work right up onto the back of the muscle, all the way in, nice, all the way round, again up and down the back and all the way round. Swap, same movement, shoulder, chest, up and down the chest, onto the shoulder, out, in, out, and right up and down the middle part of my arm, all the way back round again, turning it. Nice, okay, so that's self-myofascial release with a ball and a grid and a medicine ball, and that's taken us how long, Colin? 20 minutes. Okay, so this is a 20-minute drill. You can condense that down to 5 or 6 minutes easily. I was teaching throughout it and I was taking my time. So this is like a good massage. And bear in mind that going for a massage, you should be going for a 2-hour massage if you're going for a full body massage. 2 hours. So taking half an hour to just breathe and just use the roller is a good way to help your body recover. But it can be done very quickly when you know the process. A quick 5-minute roll or a good 20-25 minute roll, depending on whether you're just doing a quick warm-up or you're doing an actual rejuvenation and recovery routine. So let's move on.